So the topic is the role of glutathione in oxidative stress and aging. And in fact, this is in inverted comma the original topics for discussion of glutathione, because glutathione was first known as a antioxidant to fight free radicals and oxidative stress. Okay, so to know the role of glutathione, we need to know what glutathione is first. It is a small tripeptide, that is, it is made of 3 amino acids, glutamic acid, cysteine, and glycine. Has many crucial functions for the body, such that the cells cannot live without it. So, no, there are many antioxidants, but many of the antioxidants, you don't die if you don't have them. And in fact, many of the antioxidants we didn't know until all these products from overseas come in with these antioxidants. But with glutathione, you don't have glutathione, you're dead. It is present in food because plants and animals also require glutathione to stay alive. But the glutathione in food is poorly available as a dietary source because it is unstable, it gets easily digested. And this glutathione, because it is so important, it is manufactured by our cells, especially our liver cells, to ensure that our organs can remain healthy, because glutathione has many important functions. So this is the glutathione molecule, and the chemical short form of the active or reduced form of glutathione is GSH, and the G refers to the bulk of the molecule, and the SH only refers to these two atoms, the lone sulfur atom and the hydrogen attached to it. Okay, the other atoms are the black ones are the carbon, the blue ones are nitrogen, and the red ones are oxygen atoms. Okay. So these are the major functions of glutathione. It was started first with it being recognized as the most important intracellular antioxidant. That means inside the cell, it is the most important. And that's where everything really matters, because we are made of our organs, and our organs are made of our cells. And inside the cells is the most important place to be healthy. And then when the signs of inflammation became fashionable, then it turned out that glutathione is also a very powerful anti-inflammatory agent. And then we also know that glutathione is a very powerful immune booster and immune modulator. It is a very powerful detoxifier. In fact, it is the main detoxifier of our body, largely used by the liver and the kidneys to do their detox work. And now there's a science of signaling molecules, where it is recognized that our cells need signals to do many of their functions. And among the most important signaling molecules is glutathione. And there are hundreds of other functions of glutathione. So today we concentrate on its functions as an antioxidant, because this has got to do with the topic of oxidative stress and aging. Okay, so as mentioned earlier on, glutathione was first recognized for its role as a very important antioxidant. Okay, and why do we need antioxidants? It is to neutralize free radicals. And what are free radicals? These are unstable molecules, and they are unstable because they lack electrons. And to stabilize, they tend to steal electrons from other molecules nearby, and that will start a cascade of unstable molecules, and that will, if it happens in the cell, then it will damage the cell, then damage the tissue, damage the organ, and damage the body. Unfortunately, the main source of all these unstable molecules, the free radicals, is our metabolism. because as part of the normal production of energy, there are waste products, and there's also molecules produced because of inefficient metabolism. You can imagine the car engine. Okay, the car engine. Then you have the engine oil turning black because of all the impurities, and then you have your exhaust with all the impurities. So in the production of energy from the petrol that we use, there's a lot of byproducts. So likewise, in the production of energy using the food that we eat, there are also these byproducts, and these are the free radicals. Other than that, there are toxins from our environment, and things that we put on our body, and things that we ingest and drink also may contain free radicals. So this gives you some idea of all the sources of free radicals. But when you look at our metabolism, and when you exercise or engage in sports, then your metabolic rate goes up. And if our normal metabolism produces free radicals, so the increased metabolic rates from sports and exercise will produce more free radicals. So all the sources of free radicals, including some drugs and medicines that you take, supposedly to make you more healthy, but the collateral damage is that they may themselves be free radicals or may produce free radicals. So ultimately, these free radicals will damage our cell structures, and worse still, if they reach the DNA and the mitochondria, they then damage the DNA and the mitochondria, and then we may have permanent or even fatal damage to the cells. So when you have an state of excess free radicals, that is, you don't have enough antioxidants to counter the free radicals, to neutralize the free radicals, then you are said to be in a state of oxidative stress, and this state will cause oxidative damage. Okay, so you want to have a real life example of what is oxidative stress and oxidative damage. Then we look at how an apple rots or a tin can rusts. Okay, because the apple, if we don't cut the apple, it can stay on the table maybe one whole week because the skin protects the flesh inside. But the moment you cut, the flesh is exposed to the air, there's oxygen in the air, and the process of oxidation starts. Okay? Oxygen is essential for life, but it's also oxygen that starts the rot and the degeneration and the death of many things. Likewise, the tin can exposed to the air, the iron there will result in rusting. You can see with your own eyes what oxygen and oxygenation can do. Likewise, in our system also, we breathe oxygen. Oxygen important for life, but oxygen is also the driver behind this process of free radicals and oxidative stress. So excess free radicals or state of oxidative stress will cause tissue damage, formation of age pigments, DNA damage, and decline of mitochondrial function, which are all features associated with aging, disease, and cancer. So how do we fight these free radicals? And this is where antioxidants come in, because antioxidants neutralize free radicals by donating the electrons that these free radicals lack that make them unstable. But note that when the antioxidant donates the electron, then the antioxidant itself now becomes deficient of electron. So you end up with a oxidized antioxidant or even or free radical. So what's the advantage of this? The process is such that the antioxidant, after neutralizing a free radical, even though it itself may turn into a free radical, it will be less harmful than the one that it neutralizes. Then another stronger antioxidant will come in and rescues it. And the process continues. So that's why we talk about an antioxidant cascade, right? So one rescuing the next, rescuing the next. But somebody at the top of this cascade will have nobody to rescue it. And that somebody is glutathione, because fortunately for us, our cells, our body has an enzyme system that can help rescue or recycle glutathione without the need for other antioxidants coming to rescue it. So that's why it is the master antioxidant. Of the thousands and thousands and thousands of antioxidants, you need to know these 5 essential antioxidants that work in the cell, they work in a team, and we call them as network antioxidants. And obviously, we cannot rely on just one antioxidant. Even inside the cell, I mentioned that you need this essential 5, but there are many other antioxidants needed for overall health. And some antioxidants work in certain parts of the bodies, right? For example, for the eyes and for the brain, you need glutathione, plus also lately has been found 2 other antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin are both excellent for eye health, protecting the eye, and also for the brain from dementia and including Alzheimer's. So, you know, it's good to know all this because we all should be prepared as we age to try to avoid all these degenerative diseases. So we must take a range of antioxidants to neutralize free radicals. If we do not, they will continue to multiply to greater numbers, resulting in chronic diseases and accelerated aging. As mentioned earlier on, the network antioxidants, the 5 compulsory ones in the cell, they work as a team, and their master is glutathione because it is the one that's capable of rescuing everyone, but it does not require any one of them to rescue it because the body has a enzyme system to recycle glutathione. Okay, this is how the scheme looks like, right? It's one rescuing the other. Next, we have to mention also, related to oxidative stress is inflammation. For a long time, we were talking about free radicals and oxidative stress. And then the signs of disease, aging, and cancer seem to zoom into inflammation more. But it does not mean that free radicals and oxidative stress have become less important. It is just that we have a better understanding of what's going on. And in fact, oxidative stress is a major cause of chronic inflammation, which is now understood to be the initial or the underlying cause of many diseases, including a coronary heart disease. Now, certainly with all the diseases come accelerated aging. Okay, so this is how the scheme looks like with oxidative stress, inflammation, aging, diseases, and cancer. So if you start at the starting point of oxidative stress, that is, you don't have enough antioxidants to fight your free radicals, sorry, then you end up with inflammation. Then inflammation will trigger more oxidative stress, and then in the end, these excess free radicals or oxidative stress will damage your proteins, damage your fats, and damage your DNA, damage your mitochondria, and you end up with accelerated aging diseases, including cancer. So with all the important functions of glutathione, give you a list of 27 scientifically proven health benefits of glutathione, meaning you can make a statement of claim, because with these have been proven by scientific studies that it fights oxidative stress, that it controls inflammation, that it is anti-aging. There are not many, many nutrients items are claimed to be anti-aging, but very few are proven by studies. And glutathione is one of the few that has been proven by studies to be shown to be anti-aging. So you can make a claim, a therapeutic claim, a scientific claim, because it is backed by studies. Glutathione may prevent depression and stress. It may limit neurodegeneration, including Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's. May help with infections, may heal the gut, may treat autism, and may be useful in cancers, especially in preventing cancer. May treat psychiatric disorders, may help in ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, may help in preventing heart disease, may treat diabetic complications, may prevent kidney disease, may protect against liver damage, may help against prevent addiction, and may reduce the consequences of drugs or alcohol. So even if you're still addicted, if it still does not stop your addiction, but it helps reduce the harm from the addiction of drugs or alcohol. It controls cell death. It's helped with respiratory problems. I can treat sleep apnea. May treat acne, right? You have pimples, acne, glutathione has been proven to help. May treat rheumatoid arthritis and SLE. This is my favorite topic because right now I am using our glutathione booster precursors to treat rheumatoid arthritis. And I've also treated 2 medical doctors, right, who gave up on medical treatment. Prevents glaucoma and cataracts, encourages a healthy pregnancy, treats HIV/AIDS, treats cystic fibrosis, used in skin lightening or skin whitening. Okay? So with all that, obviously, glutathione has a very huge role in our health and in how we age. And indeed, studies have shown glutathione may even prolong your life. Okay? So it's not easy to make such a claim with any nutrient. But with glutathione, studies clearly show a direct correlation between high levels of glutathione activity and longevity. Right? So if you live long, then it also means that you must have aged more slowly. Okay, the first study was in 1998, showed that high levels of active glutathione were present in centenarians as compared to those who were 30 to 40 years younger than them. Okay, then the second study, researchers followed 87 healthy women from age 60 to 103 and followed them for 5 years and found that those who were healthy and survived and didn't die were the ones who had high levels of glutathione. Okay, so this is not an empty claim. This is a scientifically backed claim that glutathione is anti-aging and glutathione is directly associated with longevity. Okay, so that is if you have enough glutathione. What if you don't have enough glutathione? If your glutathione level is low or deficient, then you can expect, right, to be at risk of many of these chronic diseases because the underlying factors have a relation to the functions of glutathione. Indeed, more than 100 diseases have been studied and have been found to be associated with having low levels of glutathione. Glutathione is involved in almost all known diseases. Glutathione deficiency may directly be a cause or factor in the development of the diseases, or Glutathione depletion may be the reason for the worsening and failure to reverse and recover from the disease. Glutathione is crucial for the maintenance and promotion of the health of all organs, and therefore for our continued health, for our healthy aging, and for our longevity. Unfortunately, even though it's very important and is produced by our body as part of our programmed degeneration and aging, glutathione production declines at about 10 to 15% every decade, such that when you're 40, you're 20 to 30% down. When you're 60, then you're 40 to 60% down. So that will give a lot of problem. Not only will you have oxidative stress, you will have excess inflammation, you will have excess toxins, you will have poorly functioning immune system, and you will have low level of your signaling system, because all those depend on glutathione. So how to increase glutathione? The first thing you need to remember is that glutathione is taken orally, is not well absorbed. I've explained that glutathione present in our food, plants, and animals cannot be relied upon as a source to increase our glutathione levels, because glutathione just gets digested when ingested. So likewise with glutathione supplements. Okay. So scientists have found out that the right and best way to boost glutathione is to help our cell to manufacture glutathione. And we do this by supplying the raw materials. And what are the raw materials? The raw materials, or the precursors, are the 3 amino acids which make up glutathione: glutamic acid, cysteine, and glycine. But fortunately, glutamic acid and glycine are abundant in our food, and they are stable compared to cysteine. So the problem only remains with cysteine. It is the least available amino acid in the diet, and it is also fragile. If you cook, then it gets denatured. So the challenge is to provide cysteine in a stable form so that it is stable in our gut and gets absorbed, and then is made available to make for our cell to manufacture glutathione. And right now, the best form of stable cysteine available in terms of boosting glutathione is a molecule called ribocysteine, which is trademarked as ribosine. The second best and the most researched is N-acetylcysteine, which was also actually the product of the research of this company. But it's been around for so long, well, there's no patent over it, so a lot has been used on research. So a lot of what we know about glutathione actually was researched on NAC. But the most important thing to know is how good NAC is. Ribosine is 300% better, according to studies done. So what is ribosine? It is actually D-ribose L-cysteine, shortened to ribocysteine, and trademarked as ribosine. Cysteine, which is stable, and then is now made available for absorption and utilization by our cells to make glutathione. What's special about ribosine is that the cysteine is stabilized by linking it with a simple sugar called ribose. And ribose also has special functions, that is, including being the main component of the energy-carrying molecule ATP. And ATP is needed for many cellular activities, including in the synthesis of glutathione. Right? ATP is needed mostly in the heart and muscles where energy is consumed most. So when you take ribosine, you get both cysteine to boost glutathione, and you get ribose to boost ATP, which is needed in the manufacture of glutathione from cysteine. Right? This probably explains why ribosine is 300% better than N-acetylcysteine in boosting glutathione. Okay, to explain again why ribosine is the most efficient glutathione precursor, because not only you get cysteine, you also get the ATP, and you can see from the diagram from the synthetic pathway or the how glutathione is manufactured from its component amino acids. You can see the ATP, which I have underlined in blue, is needed into two places, and ribosine provides both the cysteine and the ATP. Okay, so that explains. I'm sure that is what makes it 300% better than NAC. The difference is only in the ribose, right? NAC is N-acetylcysteine, so you have the acetyl group. Because of the added ribose, then you can expect not only all the benefits of boosting glutathione, but you can also expect all the benefits of boosting ATP, and especially in your energy and your heart health. And in fact, many cardiologists who believe in nutrition actually use ribose supplements to improve the heart health of their patients. So we have two products that are based on ribosine. We have Max1, which is 100% ribosine, and we have Cellgevity, which is ribosine, and 12 other ingredients, which many have benefits, making Cellgevity an anti-aging powerhouse, right? And if you take the recommended dose of Cellgevity and the recommended dose of Max1, so the dose of ribosine in Cellgevity is the same as in Max1, even though you have to take 4 capsules of Cellgevity a day compared to 2 capsules of Max1, because Cellgevity has these 12 other ingredients. Okay, so thank you very much.